National budget approved with no changes. Fiery crash on Mabura Trail. And Exxon needs homes. I'm Rico Bolford, and this is Uncut News. If you see news happening, send us a tip on WhatsApp at 592-659-6151. The 2023 national budget of $781.9 billion Ghana dollars was approved in totality on Thursday with the support from the parliamentary opposition parties. And by that I mean Schuman. Just the government and the parties Schuman represents voted for the budget. And this includes $60.6 billion chargeable by law directly to the Consolidated Fund to make up for the money that was taken out early. $208 billion of oil funds to be withdrawn from the Natural Resources Fund, and various relief measures such as increasing the old age pension, public assistance, and the school children's cash grant, and lowering import duties on motor vehicles. The budget is 41.4% larger than the one passed last year and is planned to be financed without any new taxes. But before the budget passed, the government and opposition clashed when the ruling party refused to provide a timeline for the availability of the final investment plan for the multi-billion-dollar gas to shore project. Now that's multi-billion US dollar. Prime Minister Mark Phillips only said that the information would be provided in due course, while opposition Member of Parliament Ganesh Mahipal called for the plan to be released to offer Guyanese a better perspective of the project. Questions regarding the unit cost of the gas to be sold, monitoring systems for the project, and information regarding consultants hired were met with the response that the information would be included in the investment plan. Also coming out of the budget, the government is increasing the budget of the National Intelligence and Security Agency, which I didn't even know existed, by more than $100 million to intensify border patrols and response to heightened security concerns due to oil and gas activities offshore. The security sector will be receiving $58.6 billion this year to ensure proper funding and operations. Yesterday afternoon, a minibus and a 4x4 pickup truck collided along the Mabura Trail and burst into flames, resulting in the death of a Cuban woman who was a passenger on the minibus and the injury of the two drivers, as well as 12 other passengers on the minibus, most of whom were Cuban and Indian nationals. The drivers of both vehicles are to be questioned by the police as a part of the investigations. 21-year-old Shaquan Jeremiah Joe tragically lost his life on Monday after being involved in two separate accidents on the La Parfait Harmony public road on the West Bank. Joe was riding his motorcycle at a fast rate of speed when he collided with a pedestrian and then transported to the hospital in an open back pickup truck. On the way, the pickup truck was hit from behind by a police officer, causing Joe to receive further injuries to his head. Joe's family is calling for justice to be served, while the regional commander has stated that the police officer will be investigated for the accident, but not for causing death. So it seems like he may never receive justice. On Friday, a 65-year-old wildlife trader, Faisal Shah, was found guilty of trafficking two Venezuelan nationals for labor exploitation after a 3-year trial. Shaw had invited the victims to Guyana in February of 2018 to build cages for his exotic animals, but did not pay them until June 2018 and took away their passports. He was remanded to prison pending sentencing on February 24. What's wrong with you, Shaw? Didn't you get the message? Slavery ended years ago. Tired of waiting on hold, tracking down a delivery driver, or carrying cash for your food orders? GT Eat is here to make your life easier. Guyana's first cashless food ordering and delivery app. Choose from Georgetown's top restaurants, pay securely with your card, and get your food delivered right to your doorstep. With the convenience of being able to order from your phone and the added feature of tracking your order, GT Eats is the ultimate solution for all your food needs. Download the app on Apple and Android stores and start ordering the easy way today. It's February, so how about you do something special for your first love? Your truck. Powered Automotive stocks a huge range of parts from the best brands in the business. Show your truck some love today. Visit them at Lot 491 EE Eccles, or call or WhatsApp them on telephone number 697-0171. Save big on truck parts at Powered Automotive, the #1 heavy-duty truck parts store in Guyana. Now it's time to tell you about Best Buy's Car of the Week. Currently on sale is this 2017 Land Rover Discovery Sport. It comes with leather, four-wheel driving programs, Bluetooth, mug rims, new tires, TV, CD, stereo, fog lamps, bar camera, and much, much more. Buy cash for $10.4 million, or pay as low as $2.08 million down with around $201,000 monthly for 5 years, and it is yours. Call or WhatsApp 662-0844 for more info. Or visit their showrooms at Lot 171 Peter Street, Queenstown, or Lot 2 Lamar Street, and Southern New York sent you for this sweet deal. On Thursday, Deanna Ryan Saw, a.k.a. Boise, was charged with murder and remanded to prison. On January the 25th, police sought him for Nazaleen Muhammad's murder. Saw confessed that he argued with her and then chopped her up with a cutlass before walking away. She then fell into a canal. He then went to an abandoned home in Mahika and consumed the poison and was arrested 2 days later and hospitalized. Stephanie Gamble, a former teacher from Richmond Village, Essequibo Coast, was charged and remanded to prison on Friday for the alleged murder of her grandmother, Agatha Gamble, who was found dead with her throat slit, her hair cut off, and salt all about her body. Stephanie had recently given birth to her first child and was reportedly suffering from a severe case of postpartum depression. But instead of giving her the psychiatric help this mentally ill woman desperately needs, the state is opting to just throw her in prison. Wait, isn't that what mental asylums are for? We've seriously got to do better. Now for today's oil update. Frontera Energy Corporation announced yesterday that it will spend US $120 million to US $140 million on the Way-1 well in the quarantine block offshore Guyana, with the total cost of the well estimated to be at about 160 to 170 million US. If a discovery is made, the cost will be recovered, and CGX Energy, the partner in the quarantine block, has US $155 million of recoverable contract costs that can be recovered against any future commercial production. In other news, ExxonMobil will be conducting studies this year to determine the amount of natural gas offshore Guyana and the options for development. The volume of natural gas for the Whiptail project is still being assessed, and depending on additional reservoirs developed, the amount of associated gas required will be determined. ExxonMobil will also be supplying 50 million standard cubic feet of natural gas to the Wales-based natural gas-fired electric plant and the natural gas liquids plant. So on one side, Qatar is helping us out, and on the other side, ExxonMobil is researching our gas. It seems like we might have a very gassy future ahead of us. And in other Exxon-related news, ExxonMobil has issued a request for information seeking residential houses, apartments, and townhomes in 12 neighborhoods in Ghana due to the developments associated with its 4 sanctioned projects in the Starbuck block, with a 5th and 6th project in the works. Those neighborhoods are, well, basically all of the nice ritzy neighborhoods you'd expect around town.
You can multiply your cash by selling digital top-up. This is a legit way you can earn some extra money at your business or to supplement your current hustle. Become a top-up vendor quick and easy by linking with Cellular Plus. Call them on telephone number 685-3109 for more info. It might not be robbery season, but the streets are still mean. That's why you need to get security for your home and business through Sheriff Security Service. Sheriff Security offers well-trained guards, armed and unarmed patrol, marine patrol, canine services. These people even got drones. Why? Because your security is their highest priority. You've seen the rest, now hire the best. Hire Sheriff Security Service today.
Now for our Uncut News, here's poll question of the day. Every day we pose a question about current events in Guyana, the region, the diaspora, and how you feel it relates to us. Last night I asked, what can the government and the private sector do to improve and encourage the growth of the local entertainment industry? But before we get to that, I'd like to say a special thank you to our 2 paid supporters, Dion Nascimento and David Griffith. Thank you for your support, as it is what helps us bring you the news every evening. Jade Hiram says the government should help with funding movie projects and promote movie-making scholarships abroad. Indeed, I like that idea. Terrence Andrews says spend some oil money on music and an acting school and sports, etc. Dimitri V says the government can help by funding projects in the theater, movies, music, and other performing arts. Also, when they have local talent perform, they definitely need to pay them competitively in comparison to those overseas. You should have like a performance art or a theater program for each of the regions, and don't isolate it to Georgetown, because that's just going to head to the traffic problem. Indeed, it'll make it even worse. Now for tonight's question. How do you feel about the budget passing? Does it sound like a solid one, or not really? How do you feel? So, I want you to think about that question. Tell us in the comments below. If your response is good enough, we just might feature it in our next episode. Anyway, that's all the time we have for tonight, and check us out on Monday for another. Until then, I'm Rico Bullfoot saying, have a great weekend. And as always, don't drink and drive. We'll end up on Monday's episode the hard way. Ha-ha! Good night, folks.